All right, welcome back everybody for another Real Talk. May the Most High bless you. I pray y'all are having a beautiful, blessed weekend as we give the Most High all the honor, the glory, and all the praise. My title now says, you tried it all, and none of it really worked. You've been trying it all, and none of it really worked. And this is just a real talk. And I'm going to say some things in this video to the black people, us. You might not like some of this, what I'm about to say, but it need to be said. And I'm going to come real, and y'all know me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Now, let me start this video off like this, because the title, I know that's a weird title. You done tried it all, but none of it really worked. Because what's all going on now? We want to make this thing all about just black people. And first of all, I love people, period. I don't care what your color of your skin is. And I'm not doing this video to try to make you feel like a victim, to make you feel like you more important, you more special. No, I'm just going to bring out some facts, and then I'm going to get on somewhere and go on mind my business, get on by my business. We should say like the old folks would say. But us as people, y'all, we have been brainwashed so long. And the most of us, we will not study. We don't want to go no further. We want to continue to be in bondage. A brother asked me yesterday about us being equal, man. When we gonna be equal, man? Black people always, it ain't just black people being treated dirty now, y'all. Yes, what happened back then was a shame. It was just low down, dirty. But see, when you talk about slavery, are you talking about biblical slavery, or are you talking about black people being in slavery? Because see, when you teach biblical slavery, it ain't got nothing to do with color. A lot of people don't catch that. Because back then, you could have been in slavery regardless of what you looked like. But being equal. Now this is just me, y'all. All of this is what I'm talking about. This is just what I'm feeling, and some facts, and also some opinions I'm going to throw in here. When you study through history, Bible, or whatever history you want to study, I'm going to say it like that. If you notice, it's always the same thing. Generation after generation. And then you always see protesting. Let's look at the black race for a minute. How long we going to keep protesting? How long we going to keep marching? And then you see the riots. Politics always involved. But my point is, with all the marching and all the rioting, or whatever, the protesting, have it really worked? You want to keep trying to be equal with people who don't even want to be equal with you. You want to be equal with somebody who don't even like you. And I'm not saying all white people are bad or nothing like that, because once again, I'm not a racist. My biggest problem is with my own people. Some of y'all will catch that later on. I got a better relationship with folks that ain't black versus some of these black people I know. But do I hate them? No. Still love them. They just won't come out of ignorance, and some of them won't come out of stupidity. But we keep trying to get along with folks who don't want to get along with you. See, if you don't like me, you don't have to worry about me trying to make you like me, trying to get cool with you. I know how to go on about my business. And see, I'm reminded of something Big Brother Miniman always said in his videos. He put it like this: you are not responsible for the way people treat you, but you are held accountable for the way that you treat them. So I can't do nothing about folks who can't stand me, but I do. I know how I'm supposed to treat them regardless, and that's why I move on. But when I think about all this marching and protesting and these riots, really more and more people just getting killed. That brother earlier asked me about Trayvon Martin's situation, parents, and then he asked me about this. You know, the big thing now is with Michael Brown parents, and it amazes me, y'all, because I'm gonna say something here. It amazes me what's going on with these preachers. They act like they don't have a clue on this real war. You ever wonder why you don't see JT going nowhere marching? JT protesting, because JT know who the real enemy is. It's some of these preachers want to make this war, this thing out about flesh and blood, y'all. And see, I don't have nothing against Al Sharpton, and I don't have nothing against Jesse Jackson, but see, JT gonna keep it real. I don't need to call Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton every time something happens to a black person. Because if that was the case, I would be on the phone calling them every day. You get people getting murdered and killed every day by their own kind, but a lot of this stuff just ain't making the news. I don't see nobody running down to Chicago. I don't see nobody running in some of these other places knowing that it's deadly. It's murder. It's somebody getting killed every day. My point is, all of this stuff, you march and it get worse and worse. You protest, and then in about another day or two, somebody else is going to die. The only thing that's going to work is not us following each other, but following the Most High. That's why you see little results every time something happens. Oh, we marched. Okay, we got a little bit of something taken care of. But what did you get taken care of? Until the next murder happened. But the Bible shows us these days was coming, y'all. And some of us act like we don't know nothing about the word. But some of us ain't acting. Folks quit trying to make peace with somebody who don't want to make peace. Stop trying to be friends with enemies. If we want to move forward, then it starts with us. And I'm going to say something off the wall. And my older people, you know I love you, but let me say something. Just catch what I'm saying. If we really want to move forward, and I know my brother P.P. Jones is going to feel this. If we really want to move forward, then we need to get out of some of the mess that our grandparents and older folks and other generations taught us. And I mean that older people with the utmost respect. Because, see, that's insanity. To keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. See, let me clarify what I'm saying, because if I was to be like some of the ones in my generation, the older people, I wouldn't like white people. Y'all catch what I'm saying? Because a lot of them walked around blaming the white man. They couldn't stand white. Oh, that Peckerwood and this. Oh, you don't need to say nothing to a white man. Don't speak to a white man. That's ignorant. Because most of our folks didn't even know how to read. They wouldn't read, some of them. They went down the same road their parents went down, and they tried to teach us that same mess. Let me tell you something, white people, I ain't got no problem with you. I ain't got no problem with you. I love you. I don't play the blame game. And I'm sick of us playing the blame game. You want to blame somebody, go look in the mirror. Stop walking around acting like a victim and start walking around like you got the victory. Because this thing is way bigger than color. Expecting different results, doing the same thing. Insanity once again. That's what you are. That's what you're dealing with, insanity. You want these little short-time results. Let me give you a great example of what I mean. Just go back to September 11, 9/11, when it happened. All after the planes hit, with that old fake story they came up with, everybody got on board and started praying and getting along, speaking to each other, going to church, fasting. You see what I'm saying? But how long did that last? See, the real enemy, once again, is not flesh and blood. See, if you want to believe this media and this news with these halfway stories that they telling, some of them ain't even halfway, then you're going to continue to stay messed up. Yesterday I did a video talking about a fall guy, and I mentioned blood sacrifice. For y'all that listen to me, y'all already know the videos. We talk about blood sacrificing, them demons. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Illuminati, Masons, Masonry. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to jump into that. But if you really study, you will see that this news only give you a halfway, a fourth of a story. Because you cannot address the enemy without addressing the devil, who is the enemy. All of this stuff that you see going on, it keeps us distracted, and we losing focus on what the real enemy is. A lot of us black people, we think our own enemy is with each other, because we can't stand each other. We keep killing each other. We murdering each other. We stealing from each other. We blaming the white man, but yet and still we killing each other. The real enemy. Who is the prince of the power of the earth? High places. See, you can continue to walk around in ignorance. That's why I want to title this video once again. You tried all of that, and none of it really worked, did it? Because if Martin Luther King was alive right now, he would be so pissed off at black people because of his march. I'm going to say something that most of us black people don't even know. Back then when King marched, you had more white people on his side. You had more people following back then than you got going on right now. If you think I'm lying, do the studying. Do the studying. But look at what we doing now. But yet and still, we want Black History Month to go so beautiful. We're going to get along this month. I'm going to even let my baby daddy see his baby this month because it's Black History Month. All this old stupid mess. And then after February is over, we still back to killing up each other. See, everything don't make the news, y'all. See, I haven't been down to Memphis in about, I want to say about 10 years since I've been to Memphis, Tennessee. But when I went to Memphis, it wasn't too pretty. I'm going to just say it like that back then. And I'm saying this for a reason, because Memphis, the police is so bad, y'all. But it ain't just the police. See, the problem that we don't really want to say is too many bad children on the streets also. And then every time something happens, we want to look at a one-sided story. But the police in Memphis always are beating up on some young man or murdering them. That's pretty much all the time, y'all. Especially a young man, we could say ages 12 to maybe 18 to 21. That's why most of them don't get a chance to live. Just about a month or two ago, if I'm not mistaken, I was looking at Memphis. It's done already been 10, y'all. This ain't made the news. Y'all better catch what I'm saying. So I know people. 10 kids were shot. And if you ever been to Memphis, if you know what I'm talking about, in the Hickory Hill area of Memphis, somebody always getting shot up and killed over there. But you don't see that making the news. And you don't see the preachers running down there every time that happens. Y'all, I hope I get some of these preachers to listen at this. Because why you always want some money to go somewhere like you finna really make that big of a difference, why don't you tell the people the truth on what this really is? And I'm telling y'all for free. I don't mind telling you for free. If I got to get on camera for free to tell you, it ain't about how many times Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and them fly somewhere or drive somewhere. They can do that 10, 15 more times in a row. They can get up and speak well. But I'm going to speak about the enemy that's behind what y'all looking at, black people. Stop looking at color and start looking at demonics, spirits, demons. Look at what the Bible says. Because it's not against flesh and blood, but principalities, rulers of darkness, wickedness. There's more to it behind Mike Brown. Lord rest his soul. Lord touch his family. It's more to it behind Trayvon Martin's situation and all the rest of them. Lord touch them, touch their family. I'm not saying nothing bad, y'all, about these parents. What I'm saying is, if you catch what I'm saying, it's more to it than what you are hearing. It's more to it than a police officer just shooting. It's too many details left out. See, I'm not a fool by long shot. And I study. I study real hard. and you wonder why people look like they keep getting away with stuff. Let me say something from studying, and I'm going to try to wrap the video up after this. I'm going to say this because in 1950, and I want y'all to catch this, ladies especially, 17% of black people, children lived in a home with a mama, but not a father. And I'm talking about in the 50s. Because there's a shortage of men real hard now. But everybody didn't even back, a lot of people back then still didn't have their father. But by 2010, you know how hard that increased? To 50%. In the 60s, it was only 8% of childbirths in the black community that happened out of wedlock. 8%. But let's look at now. Do you know what the percentage is now? How many children been born out of wedlock now in the black community? It's way up there, ain't it? You know how many men on child support now? You know how many men in prison now? You know how many single moms there are now that's on government assistance? Y'all see what I'm saying? You know how many shacking up now? So with all the marching and protesting and complaining and whatever you want to call it, you still looking for a change? It ain't gonna happen. You gotta better yourself. As the title says, you done tried it all and none of it worked. So don't call me to go march with you. Don't call me to go hold a sign up and protest. Because for me, just talking about for me, that would be foolish for me to do when I know how foolish a lot of my people is already acting. And how ignorant a lot of us are going to continue to stay. Because a lot of us are still locked up in our mind. A lot of us are in prison in our mind. And we won't allow ourselves to come out of it. So you done tried it all. But none of it really has worked. But if you try the Most High, your life will change. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.